Good evening, Statesmen, Jaguars, and Spartan fans throughout the world. I am Wade Steinlug. I'm the Assistant Athletic Director for Communications here at William Penn, and we are at the brand new trio here in Oskaloosa, Iowa, as we are preparing for the opening round of the men's soccer NAIA National Tournament this week, the opening round here in Oskaloosa, and we're having a little preview show with our coaches to replace our normal coaches show. We decided, hey, we're going to bring on Governor State and Missouri Baptist as well. So without further ado, we're just going to get right into it, and we're sitting down with Governor State head coach Matt Eggert. Coach, thanks for joining me for a few minutes.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks. All right, you guys are fresh off of the victory out of the Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference tournament. Let's talk about the hot streak that the team is on. You guys have gone 15 games without a loss. I think it's 12-0-3 if I remember it. You won 7 in a row. Your last loss coming September 10th, a very long time ago. So let's just talk about how confident is the team going into the Nationals.
I think the phrase we use right now is we're just it's quiet focus, right? You know, it's blessed to have a group of about 50% of them are seniors, so guys that have been there and done that before, and a group of underclassmen that are growing up real fast. So we're excited to be here and see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. All right. With that being said, you guys did have a struggle, to put it in certain words, being outshot in both the semifinals and finals. It wasn't easy, but you guys overcame that. You found a way to win. How much did that show you about your team's resilience?
I think it shows resilience. I think it also shows adaptability, right? And that's the piece that we've been building towards over the last 6 years when we started this program in 2019. We have a vision of how we want to play, but in any given day, things don't always go your way. And I think the semifinal and the final in the CCAC against two really good teams showed that we're able to adapt. And while we've overpowered teams at times this year, there's times when we have to grow up and be a little bit more mature about things and realize at the end of the day, it's not about the shots, it's about the ball hitting the back of the net.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up. You are the one and only coach that Governor State's ever had. Can you imagine talking to yourself, 2019 version of Coach Eggert and saying, hey, you would have now gone to, this is your third national tournament, correct? 3 national tournaments, and having the success that you've had. Could you have imagined that you guys would have been this successful 6 years in?
I think imagination is all we had in 2019, and a dream. But if I had known in 2019 that I'd have the excellent staff that I have right now, the tremendous families that these students came from all over the world, I would say that I definitely could imagine it. But when you start something off like this, a lot of it is on faith. Leah at home, my partner, and our wonderful kids at home have been unwavering in their support. And I think when you have a great family life like that, you have great families where these kids come from, anything is possible.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's talk individually here. Offensively, you have Andrea Croce, basically a big game waiting to happen. He's got 5 multiple goal games. How much does he mean to your team?
It means a great deal, right? He'd be the first person to tell you that it's a team effort. Coming in as a freshman last year, buckets and buckets of talent, but the American game is a little bit different than a European game, and just goes to show a testament to him and then the others coming back this year, what character they had, stepped back from what they had, humble, worked really hard on some of his deficits, and he's really reaping the rewards this year.
Yeah, for sure. All right, overall your team leads all of the programs here at this bracket this week with 69 goals. Talk about the high-scoring nature of your team.
I think when you start a program in the NAIA, I think you have to find a way to attract top talent, right? William Penn, fantastic program, fantastic facilities, and we wanted to be known as a place that would play a specific type of football that would attract a specific type of soccer player. And I think the type of soccer we wanted to be is the type of soccer we all grew up playing when we were younger, we enjoyed, right? The type of soccer that can be responsible when it needs to be, but for the most part allows players to express themselves. One thing that we've always stuck to at Governor State is that we'll be a very, very organized team. We'll learn a bit about the American game here, but the final third of the field, the attacking third, belongs to the players. And I think that's been our secret, if there has been one, that we've been able to attract the type of players that's enticing to, and those guys have been able to go out and express themselves. And this year, has continued to trend year over year over the last 4 years, scoring more goals every year.
Sure. All right, let's switch sides to the other side. Talk defensively. You guys have also only given up 18 goals. You have 8 shutouts. Let's talk about that defense led by goalkeeper Marcel. I'm going to make sure I get this right. Marcel Salom Chandre.
Excellent pronunciation.
I feel pretty good about that, actually.
Marcel, again, another player that came in. We had a very, very top keeper that moved on, like a lot of our players do, to Division I right before the season started. Marcel came in as a true freshman last year and led us between the sticks and has grown and matured as a player. Helped a lot by fourth-year senior captain Alex Judy right in front of him, and some really talented players on the left and right side of him. So it's been a collective team effort, but Marcel has really stepped up over the last 2 months and shown his pedigree.
Awesome. Okay, this final question is something I asked to all of our Statesmen coaches in the preseason interviews. Kind of just makes sense to talk about it here since it's the first time we've ever talked, but what will it take for your team to be successful this week at the opening round here in Oskaloosa?
I think the thing we've learned going into the national tournament for the third time now in 4 years is that it does take sticking to your philosophy, but also a lot of times these opening games are about mistake management, right? Making sure that you limit the opportunities of the other team to get easy looks on goal. If we can do that over the course of 90 minutes, we hope that our quality will shine through.
Definitely. All right. Once again, Coach Matt Eggert of Governor State out of Illinois. They will be playing at 3 o'clock tomorrow, Thursday afternoon, against Missouri Baptist, who is our next coach. So in a couple minutes, we will bring up Coach Jake Alvernia. Once again, thanks, Coach Eggert. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
Should be on it. Welcome back to the Coaches Show, the NAIA Men's Soccer National Championship opening round preview here that we're having at the Trio, which will officially open tomorrow here in Oskaloosa. So we're just so excited to have them as partners, and just an awesome place. And Coach, hopefully your team's having some fun, playing some pickleball, eating some yummy food, all of that. So hopefully they're having a good time in Oskaloosa so far.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a nice night.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Coach Jake Alvernia of Missouri Baptist, the Spartans out of St. Louis, Missouri. They have reached the opening round tournament via the American Midwest Conference Tournament Championship, defeating Columbia. And we're going to get right into that one, Coach, talking about Columbia, a team that's probably been pretty obvious, a thorn in your side for the last few years, and you guys finally got to knock them out after they knocked you out the previous 2 years. Let's talk about getting past the Cougars and how much that means to your program to get over that hump again.
Yeah, perennial. They're such a good team perennially. They're always there. I've been in the league both as a player and now as a coach for 12 as head coach, 2 prior to that, and I don't think they've ever finished fourth before, so it was a little bit different maybe for them. Obviously not where they would want to be, but we say it's a battle with them always, but they've been on the better side of it for most of the years. Maybe the last 3 years have been a little bit different, but yeah, they're always tough.
Yeah. You guys also had a tough game prior to that just to get to the finals, winning in PK. So talk about that as well, just knowing you guys had a lot of adversity to get to where you are here today.
Yeah, that game had a little bit of everything. It had a goal for us that was offsides, or called back offsides. They had a goal disallowed in the overtime. Ball went out of bounds from a corner kick. So it had a little bit of everything in it. A missed PK from us, and so we were happy to come out in PKs. It was, William Baptist is a tough team.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Contrary to the last couple years where Columbia did knock you out, you guys were able to play at home in the finals. Talk about how much that home field advantage meant to you guys.
Oh, it's everything, especially in the postseason. I mean, when we won it in 2018, we were the number 3 seed, and Lion knocked off Columbia in the semifinals, and so we got to host against number 4 Lion, and so it's huge. And so, this year we did everything the hard way. We were, for the 4 teams that had a chance to win the league or the tournament, Willie Bapp, us, Columbia, Willie Woods, we were the only team going to all 3 of those opponents. So we were doing everything the hard way this year. So it was nice to have a final at home.
For sure. All right. You have a pretty young team, at least the way I'm going to estimate it,
sure.
With only 6 seniors or graduate students on your postseason roster. Did you kind of feel like maybe you guys were 1 year away, like knowing, hey, we're not really maybe as old as we need to be, and maybe this was a bit of a surprise that you guys are where you're at?
I'd say last year I had a sense that we had a pretty good team. We maybe some of the freshmen that were contributing, maybe in key moments we didn't do what we thought we should have done, or something like that. But the growth of those players is going into their sophomore year. It's been huge this year. I mean, they've just stepped up, and so it doesn't feel like a young team at this moment, and that's huge.
Yeah, well, especially after you played 21 games so far this year, right?
Yeah.
Also, something that probably strengthened you guys, galvanized the team along the way, was starting the year very far away from home, doing a West Coast trip. So talk about that West Coast trip, California, Oregon. How much did that strengthen your team? How much did you guys, grow that week?
I used to run a business, and I managed for 16 years prior to coming back to MoBap, and one of the things that I took away from that experience is we would take the managers into different parts of the states all around, and just the camaraderie that you get from that. And so we take a trip a year somewhere, and it's a chance for the team to get to know each other a little bit better. And so to go up to the West Coast, we played, I think the way it finished, we played the number 3 team in the West and the 4 team in the West, and Warner Pacific was good. Corbin actually was pretty good too. They moved the ball around quite a bit. So, not only did we have a nice experience, but we got some good results too, and that meant quite a bit. It was probably a little bit too ambitious. 4 games, 8 days.
Right.
Don't know what I was thinking about there. I mean, we were up in the 4th game 1-0 at halftime, and I didn't say it to the guys because I didn't want them thinking about it mentally, but I could see they were gassed. It was a big ask. But I think it did a lot. And so, I think what we gained from that experience is hopefully we'll take a little bit of that with us and some of the successes and from that trip, and being on the road here and having to play Thursday, and if we're fortunate enough to get by Governors to play 2 days later, which isn't ideal in our sport.
Yep.
So hopefully we'll take quite a bit from it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, individually, Marko Dordovic, he's led the team in scoring the last 2 years. Talk about his impact on the team.
He's a big player. A lot of teams would be lucky to have him, and when he's not in the game, he's battled some injuries this season, and so you notice it when he's gone. And we've got guys that are certainly capable that can come in and replace him, but he's a unique player, and so when he's not on the pitch, it is a little bit different how we go forward. So, we've had to manage a little bit around some of his injuries this year, and so he hasn't played the entire season with us. But yeah, he's a big player. He does well.
Right. Obviously not your anywhere close to your old team coming out of Missouri or whatever, but it's a little bit cold this week. But you are the southernmost team of the three. So talk about the weather and how much it's, obviously both teams are going to play in it tomorrow, and the winner will play on Saturday as well. But how much have you guys prepared for, hey, this is what it's going to be?
It's funny. St. Louis is you get everything, obviously. Yeah. In the preseason, you get a lot of the humidity is just killer, and so the winters, when we start training outside in January, February, it's pretty bad. So yeah, it's a little bit of adjustment. When we drove up here yesterday, I think it was 75 or something like that.
Yeah, it changed.
So yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's a little bit different. Yeah. So no, I think we'll be fine. I mean, the guys are excited to play, whether it was 0 degrees or 80 degrees. We're happy to be here, and we're going to give it a go.
Well, and my understanding is you get 2 extra layers because it's so cold. So hey, maybe it won't be that cold after.
Yeah, that's what they said. I think for the guys playing, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
For us on the bench, maybe not so much.
A little miserable, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's throw a bow on it. What's it going to take for the team to be successful this week?
Our midfield's going to have to be impactful in the game, both on and off the ball. If we do a good job finishing our chances, I think we'll be tough to beat. Defensively, we solidified things quite a bit in the last, 12, 14 games. We were conceding quite a bit at the start of the season, and so we've rectified a bit of that. The center back position for us was a little bit different this year. I mean, both of our starting center backs from last year were unavailable to us through injury and different things, and so it took a little time to kind of get things down, and so we've had a pretty good run of late. So hopefully it'll continue.
Definitely, for sure.
Okay. Don't let in a goal and score a goal.
That's exactly right.
That's it. It's simple.
1-0, right? That's all it has to be, for sure. All right, once again, head coach Jake Alvernia of Missouri Baptist. They will be taking on Governor State tomorrow to open up the Oskaloosa bracket tomorrow at 3 o'clock at Dross Field. Thanks, Coach, so much. Best of luck to you tomorrow.
Yep, thank you. Appreciate it.
When we come back, we will have head coach Simon Brown of the William Penn Statesmen. We'll be back in a second. Welcome to the NAIA opening round preview. We're here now with head coach Simon Brown of the William Penn Statesmen, the host and overall number 3 seed Statesmen. Coach Brown, thanks for joining us.
Appreciate you having us.
We've done this a few times, so I said, man, could I just ask you 2 questions that we could be in and out? We've done this so many times. But the big question, I haven't had a chance to really talk to you since last weekend, but let's talk about the first ever conference title in men's soccer history, regular season or tournament. How much does that mean to your team, and are you off the high of that?
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. Like this is our conference is incredibly difficult. Like we have tough teams in there. Same thing, AMC tough conference, Chicagoland tough conference, but we've had the Missouri Valleys, the CMUs, the Mid Americas of the world every year that we have to try come up against. So it's been a big tough ask, and everything just came to the right place, right time this year. With the team we had, with the coaches we have, with the tough schedule, we were prepared, we were ready. We knew this was a big year for us, and it was a big goal for us to come out and win regular season or conference titles. So we were happy to get that one across the line because it meant so much to the team and for the school, and we wanted to put a statement on our time here with a trophy, and we were happy that we got to do that.
No, for sure. All right, let's talk about the school record. With that win, you broke the school record for wins, despite playing in the Heart, which again has won several national titles. We think we're sitting at 4 of the last 6 years, something
Yes,
like
sir.
that. In a conference that has also qualified 5 national qualifying teams this year. So how much has a regular season prepared you for this time of year?
Yeah, and we added in with the non-conference games as well. Like we're known for a team similar to these guys that are here that picks up the phone, goes and plays a tough team. Like we're going away to Oklahoma Wesleyan on the roads. They're always top 4. So we need to be ready for these big games because we know that this weekend is going to be tough, whoever that we play. So again, we hope that we have enough in the tank throughout the season. Remember the tough games of playing top competition that win lots of games. Our strength of schedule is one of the best in the country. So again, we never shy away from a tough game. We're going to get good competition in the Heart. But hopefully the guys are ready, and we've done everything to prepare ourselves for the big moments. And this is the business end of the season, so we want to be ready at the right time.
Yeah, definitely. All right, you're playing at home for the second year in a row. Talk about home field advantage in the postseason in the national tournament.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for sleeping in your own beds. As much as like you enjoy traveling, I was speaking to the other coaches here. It's like, sorry that you're coming here to the snow when you could have got a trip to Alabama or Florida or California, and it's fine. And we do a great job putting on a good occasion over here. I know Alicia and the crew putting this together is massive for the guys, and they have a good experience. They're over around. Like we've traveled around to other places in the last 6 years making it, where you're just a team that they bring in to play and beat, and they don't treat you like anything else. So again, it's good to see that the school has made it important, because these guys, whoever comes out of here, they'll get to see what the final site is like, and it's the same thing. Like they treat you really well, they make you feel important. It's different than a normal game, and it should be like that. But for us to play at home, like I said, sleep around beds, play on a grass field, is massive for us. We're used to this climate, so hopefully it makes a difference. But again, we're going to be playing against some top quality teams, and everybody's good at this time of the year. So yeah, playing at home is great, but again, it's going to be tough competition. So whoever we play, it'll be extremely tough.
For sure. All right, offensively, you guys have 7 different players with at least 4 goals. So a very balanced squad. Anybody can show up at any time. Talk about the balance of the team offensively. Yeah,
it makes for a great training environment, because the guys are competitive. You're always trying to compete, see who's the best one at scoring goals. We spend a lot of time in front of goal, whether it's shooting on the goalkeepers, going towards goal. We did it today. Again, it's at any time. We know that if somebody was to ever get hurt, and throughout the season we had injuries, suspensions like everybody else, we had other guys that were able to step up, whether it's grad kids, freshmen, juniors, whatever it may be. So again, we have a great balanced squad, and I think everybody really complements the team, whether it's goals from midfield, goals from the back, forwards, whatever it may be. So again, it's been a long time coming. Last year, Eden was our top goal scorer, centre back with 6. So it's you saying 7 kids with 4 is refreshing. So it takes a little bit of pressure off our defenders scoring the majority of our goals. So it means that they can focus on defending rather than taking penalties and keeping clean sheets.
Right, 100%. Well, let's talk about that defense then. It all starts with Sean Bohan in the back and between the pipes there. He's leading a group that has 9 shutouts. You guys have only given up 17 goals, which leads the trio of teams here in Oskaloosa this week. Let's talk about the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, Sean's great when he goes to class. That's the biggest struggle we have with him right now, is getting him in the classroom.
He's a senior, man.
Yeah, you're telling me. So we're chasing him down, getting him in the classroom now. When he does that, that usually correlates to good performances. So, we have a solid group of defenders, and again, it's been the same thing throughout the year with the balance of the squad. We had 3-4 injuries at the start of the year. going to play away to Oklahoma Wesleyan, a perennial top 4 team, and we put 3 guys back there and conceded 1 goal off a PK away from home against one of those top teams. So anybody in this group can step in on any given day. It just so happens that now we've got 3 of our back line is seniors. Sean's a senior in goal. And then if anything was to happen to them, we have a great group that can step in. And like I said, the defence has been the cornerstone of what we do here. I'd rather win a game 1-0 than 5-3. But it's a great moment now that we're scoring goals, we're not conceding very many goals, we're being stingy at the back, so you always give yourself a chance when you're keeping clean sheets. So, yeah.
For sure. All right, and you've heard me ask this question before many times, so, all right, what's it going to take to be successful this week?
Yeah, I think see what happens tomorrow with these guys. Again, it's been a difficult, it's the best thing about this seeding group is you work really hard to get where we're at, and I do think we deserve to be a top 8 seed, but what makes it difficult for us is there's no time to game plan. We have no idea who we're playing against, and then these guys know who they're playing against, and then they'll know they're playing us after. So that's probably been the one big negative and the thing that we've had to adapt to. But we're healthy, we ain't got any suspensions, we're playing at home. All those things tick the right boxes for us, and again we just have to perform the way that we know we can perform. Come out, fast start. And again, we'll see. Best of luck to the 2 teams playing tomorrow, and then whoever plays on Saturday, we'll focus on them and we'll switch our attention to them, so that we can be successful and come out of the group.
Sure, awesome. All right, once again, head coach Simon Brown of William Penn. The Statesmen will take on the winner of Missouri Baptist or Governor State. 2:00 start at Dross Field on Saturday, so we have to wait until tomorrow's game. Once again, Governor State against Missouri Baptist, 3:00 start, Dross Field. That will open up the Oskaloosa bracket, the opening round tournament for the 2024 Men's Soccer Championship. Coach, thanks again. Thanks to all of our coaches. Best of luck to everybody. Hope that they'll have a wonderful trip here in Oskaloosa. And we'll be signing off, but you can watch the games on the Statesmen Sports Network this week, tomorrow, and on Saturday. So everybody have a great rest of your night. Thanks.
Thank you.